logged in for some time, you lose all of your games you purchased forever. For added context, Ubisoft can be required under certain data protection laws such as GDPR to close inactive accounts if they deem the data
Modern PC gaming. Modern gaming in a lot of ways too. Not so much the games. I think there are some pretty good games that come out. It's the companies that run it, okay? It's almost like these guys sit together and just literally go, how can we do something worse than the other, okay? Serious?
We have a brand new king in town who deserves the throne of the most ungrateful gaming company of all time. Ubisoft has recently just sent out a bunch of emails to users that haven't been actively playing their quarter-finished games filled with microtransactions.
Rebrand it and people will think that suddenly it's actually a passable Steam alternative, which it is not. And obviously the problem that's arisen is with this being a digital age now, well and truly, a lot of people own their games completely digitally with no physical copy. So they get redeemed for the account.
Our history, our timeline collided with the Berenstain timeline, and the two performed a bit of a fusion dance, an unholy matrimony, and merged together, forming this amalgamation of nightmares we now live in. Our new cursed timeline.
How much the games industry is failing at preserving classic games. Study shows that 87% of classic games are endangered of dying off and disappearing forever, meaning that on an official capacity, you won't be able to purchase them or access them. You would have to rely on emulation, and ROM's the only thing that's stopping digital games from disappearing forever, or even physical games that are just very inaccessible.
And now today we're going to be talking about a viral instance, I guess, of a publisher, or a game publisher in this instance, getting completely cooked on Twitter over something that in all reality should be illegal in the first place. So over the last few days there has been thousands of responses basically to Ubisoft support after they
What is going on? I am Johnny Von Duke and you are watching Disney Channel. Why the fuck do I keep doing this intro? You know, I didn't show all those clips for no reason. And while yes, a lot of those clips weren't referring specifically to what we're talking about, I laid all that out to show the current sphere of gaming we're in for PC, because let me tell you, I just made the hop into PC gaming like half a year ago realistically, and I own games through Ubisoft because I want to be able to play my games officially, God forbid. I don't want to run every single game through an emulator, which I don't mind. I do that a good portion of the time, but it's like, if there's a store that exists that can give me a secure copy of it that I will know will run for sure with no problems on my computer, you know, I'm gonna get it from there, you know. And I don't mind free downloads of games. I don't mind those at all. I view them as necessary once games reach a certain age anyway, which isn't really a big deal. But you know, once games reach a certain age and we're at that point where we're relying on people to pass around files and all that, it just becomes dangerous for the user, which is why realistically this just shouldn't happen in general. Like, for example, I tried to download the 2007 movie game from Transformers. They did a PC port of it, like, back when the game first launched. Now, I've played the PS2 version and the Wii version. I've never had the opportunity to play, you know, that game at the best quality possible. It's one of my favorite games from my childhood, so I wanted to play it on my PC at max settings, upscale, do all these different stuff to it, and, you know, play the game I always essentially imagined it in my brain. Now, again, this is not a Ubisoft game, but when I tried to launch this game that I got, you know, for free because I had to rely on people sharing files, because, you know, you can't buy this game for PC anywhere anymore. I tried to go through Steam, it's not available. I tried to find a legal download site, they don't exist. There is no, like, okay, let me put it to you this way, it's a gray area. We'll leave it to you this way. It's a gray area where it comes to passing files for video games, especially after they reach a certain age. So, why am I outlining all this? Point is, the game didn't run, you know? I tried my best. I tried several different areas, you know? I tried everything with my computer, you know? Downloaded from several different sites. Game did not run at all. So, with that in mind, the PC gaming sphere, there is a good chance you'll download a game and it will not work. And keep in mind, that's already with the risks involved by yourself for you searching for these files, which is why it's crucial to have these storefronts and these places that can give you official files. Now that we're over that part of the rant, all that in mind, that makes what Ubisoft is doing far more disgusting. It really does, because you guys can read a title, y'all can look at a thumbnail. Odds are you're not getting this news from me starting out. You've seen the clip show beforehand, even though it didn't contain purely Ubisoft criticisms. Like, terminating accounts? Seriously? Like, destroying Ubisoft? Like, this is literally illegal. Like, this is not a debate. This isn't even a question. It's illegal. Because, let me put it to you this way, these accounts, like me, my account hasn't been terminated though, even though I don't use it much. I mostly cloud stream my games. I can run it through NVIDIA, GeForce Now, and other cloud streaming services. So, it saves up space on my computer. I don't have to run them natively. It's a lot easier on my hardware too. So, that's what I do with these games. So, yes, I'm a little bit at less of a risk because I'm just relying on an application to say, hey, those files exist, I can play them. So, for me, it doesn't really matter. So long as these files exist online and NVIDIA has history of the fact that I own these games, it really doesn't matter. And so I do use these games frequently enough. But reality is, who do you think really is streaming or playing Ubisoft games every day of the week? Can you name one? Okay, let me make that a little bit easier on you guys. Can you name one person that plays a Ubisoft game at least once a month? Okay, let me raise the bar a little bit. Can you think of someone who plays a newer Ubisoft game at least once a month that isn't Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which even then is a mixed bag, because Valhalla, while it is a good game in my opinion, is ridden with microtransactions, needless content that could just be free, and very, very, very pointless collaborations amongst other things that would take way too long to get into given the topic of this video. So, yeah, now that we have established the fact that a wide majority of people buying Ubisoft games aren't going to be playing them every single damn day, or even close to once a month, realistically these are games you buy for the one-time experience, and then so many months later you come back, you pick it up, you play. That's genuinely how it goes with Ubisoft games. And to raise the bar a little further, that's how it goes for a lot of single-player story-driven games, which Ubisoft focuses heavily on. Now, they've changed that up recently with what they've been doing with the Assassin's Creed series. They've been trying to make it more of a live service, which I'm not against, but you could do it in so much of a better way, Ubisoft. But that's neither here nor there. So, Ubisoft is already determined to make all this money off their, normal ass games. These games that realistically should just be single player experiences. Again, I don't personally mind them going forward into live service territory. I don't care. But reality is the quality of Ubisoft games has been degrading consistently. And yes, there's a remake/remaster for Black Flag about to come out. Whoop-de-doo. I can do that on my Xbox or my PC, Ubisoft. I can upscale that myself. I can remaster that myself. Hell, even if they're just conceptual remasters, through AI and video editing, I can still say, I know what these things would probably look like, even if it is a very primordial version, these aren't things that, we can't do ourselves or haven't seen already. So this already makes it worse for Ubisoft because they're not necessarily bringing anything new to the table that the fan base isn't already supplying for themselves. In fact, now that we think about it, I might do a conceptual Black Flag remaster just to show Ubisoft how fucking stupid they are. And honestly, they should just release the files for free, considering it's a game from 2014 that they're no longer really making money off of? Like, who's buying a new version of Black Flag, really? Who? Like, yeah, I have a version of Black Flag purchased from forever ago. That was on sale, discount. Ubisoft barely made $10 off of that one. And keep in mind, I got like 5 other games with it. It was part of their like North American bundle where you got every game that takes place in North America. So I got 5 games for like $20. So yeah, by the time equal payment goes out, the head honchos might get like $5. So there's that. So yeah, Ubisoft isn't exactly in a big money-making position. So I get I'm going off kilter. I get I'm ranting. I get this is becoming a more so overall video on what's wrong with Ubisoft. But trying to focus back on the core concept of them terminating accounts after a certain amount of time has passed of people not playing these games, it's just cancerous. It's stupid. It's illegal. Like, listen, let me lay it to you this way. Imagine you bought okay, let's say a Blu-ray player. I was about to say a DVD player or a VHS player. Nobody uses those anymore. Let's say you bought a Blu-ray player from Walmart, okay? 30 days has passed. You stopped using the Blu-ray player. You've watched all your movies. You want to hook something else up to your TV. Maybe you only have 2 HDMI ports. This is an older flat screen. You know how it is. So you just you want to hook something else up to it. Maybe you want to hook up your, I don't know, your Xbox 360, for example. Why am I thinking of older consoles? I don't know. But let's say you swap out the port, you have something else, your DVR already taking up the other port. So, you unplug the HDMI thing to the fucking Blu-ray player, you swap it out for your 360. 30 days has passed, you haven't plugged in that Blu-ray player yet. And then, boom, here comes Walmart wanting their Blu-ray player back. Even though you bought it with your own money. This is the point we're at right now. Ubisoft, I'm not giving you my Blu-ray player. I'm not giving you my games. Here's the reality of it, Ubisoft. Despite everything I have laid out before in this video, with the mass problems of trying to share files and get games safely in a free manner that doesn't break the law, even though it's very much a gray area, I digress. So, you have this already existing for older games, If people view you as a bitch, a little weenie teeny asshat, what's stopping them from doing that anyway with your current games? Remember Undertale? Yeah, you all remember Undertale, right? The game that got pirated to high hell? Yeah. Mind you, that's a completely different story. I don't know of any controversies involving the makers of Undertale, I have no recollection of that. But here's the reality. People didn't want to pay that small little price for what they viewed as a game not worth that small little price. And if people have to go through all these hoops, all this bullshit, to get their accounts back, to play those games, odds are they're probably not going to do it. You know what they're going to do? It's this wonderful thing called the Pirate Bay. Yeah, and there are other sites like that too. Pirate Bay doesn't specialize in games per se, but there are plenty of equivalents that do. I'm not gonna name them off the top of my tongue. What do you think? I'm nuts? Do you think I'm gonna rat out the homies? No, Ubisoft doesn't deserve that. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve shit. You know what? They honestly don't even deserve me putting this video in a bottle and breastfeeding it to them. I have been Johnny Von Duke, and it is time to take it away, other me! Fuck yeah. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. It's pretty much a nothing burger, but if you've been watching my channel for all 8 years that it's existed, you should know that's kind of what we do here. Anyway, if you somehow found yourself enjoying it, click over here to watch another video, click over here to watch another degenerate video, click here to subscribe to my channel, then click down there for, well, whatever lazy lack of originality content I put there. Anyway, get the fuck out of here, you filthy animal. Goodbye.